We are back. Yes, hello and welcome there to another episode, or the first episode, which will be live on Radio Rambo for the MUFC Preview Show, the Manchester United Preview Show. As today, it's Champions League football, baby. Bring it on. Well, I mean, I shouldn't really be like that because in real life, seeing that performance against Brighton, I'm a little bit comprehensive about this game against Bayern. But it is football. It is football. You never know what can happen in football. That is reality as well. Yeah, basically, let's get straight into it. It's going to be a very good episode. Do not get me wrong. Champions League nights, obviously, for Manchester United are a big occasion, and well, the way our way of performing doesn't usually come much often. But well, here we are. Let's get into it. And first of all, let's talk about Bayern Munich beat Manchester United. So here we are then. The UEFA Champions League is back there for Manchester United after a 1-year absence. And well, it will give us a very, very tough game. They play at Bayern Munich, Manchester United, at the Allianz Arena in the city of München, as the Germans would say it. But well, yeah, for Manchester United, the fact that they lost to Brighton and then they have to go away to Munich isn't particularly great for United. The fact that, well, we're not a great club at the minute. Obviously, Manchester United are in a little bit of a crisis. The fact that, well, the ownership, no words about that. Uncertainty. The players, obviously them being petulant. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer released something earlier today to highlight the effect that Manchester United have a lot of petulant and egoistic players, which obviously Man United don't want, and Erik ten Hag doesn't really want in his squad. But well, there are some players who are egotistical that are still in Manchester United's squad, which obviously Erik ten Hag would like to remove. But obviously because of the Glazers, they're pretty much still there. But yeah, I think because of that, for ten Hag, it will be a big toll there for him against a Thomas Tuchel side. However, with a Thomas Tuchel side, Manchester United, every time we have been up against Thomas Tuchel, obviously as a manager, United have beaten them away from home. A foreign team, United has beaten a Thomas Tuchel team away from home. Obviously, Paris Saint-Germain, we beat them twice. We beat them under the COVID season, and then we beat them, I believe, when it was the 2019 season in Madrid, where Manchester United did beat Paris Saint-Germain by 3-1 at the PSG. Marcus Rashford scored a last-minute goal. And then, obviously, when it was a COVID year, we played Paris Saint-Germain in the Champions League, when we got knocked out of the Champions League that year, when we had Istanbul, Başakşehir, then we had Başakşehir, Leipzig and PSG, which were a tough group in itself. But, well, we ended up finishing third in that, getting into the Europa League. However, we did beat Paris Saint-Germain away from home, when PSG were in a 20-match unbeaten run. Bayern Munich are in a 34-match unbeaten run at the group stage. So Manchester United can easily get rid of them streaks. It has been proven before. But I don't think they will do this time. And I will tell you that in a little bit of a later thing in the video. But I just think there, with United, comparing to Bayern Munich has a far significant and far better team comparing to the like of Manchester United so far. I mean, who knows? There could be a shock on the cards. You never know. But we will see. But rightio then, let's move on to the fact file for FC Bayern Munich. So here we are then, bring on this year's first fact file of the year, and we are starting with a big one of Bayern Munich. So obviously, they are from Germany, Bavaria to be precise, which is just near the Austrian border with Germany. You can see there is the flag of Germany, right there. The honours list, well, they have won 6 Champions Leagues, which is portrayed on there. They have won the Bundesliga 33 times. And then they have won the DFB Pokal, which is basically like the FA Cup of the Bundesliga, 20 times. So, you know, that is a good effort there if you are, well, the best team in the country, and they are the best team in the country. The manager is obviously, like I said before, Thomas Tuchel. Obviously, he managed Chelsea before, obviously, he moved to Bayern Munich, where, well, he got sacked at Chelsea. So Bayern Munich approached him after they sacked Julian Nagelsmann and thought, you know what, we're going to go for him. And, well, it's been a success so far. I mean, 1 league title, it's been okay. it has been okay. The best player, the stadium, let's talk about the stadium first, is the Allianz Arena with a capacity of 75,024. And I mean, looking at the outside of it, you think it's a spaceship. You would think it's a spaceship, but no. This is an actual stadium. This shows really how far back Old Trafford is. The fact that you've got stadiums like that, the Allianz Arena, which genuinely looks something futuristic and looks like it's been built in it looks like it's been built now, but it's not. It was built in like 2005. So that is basically shows really. The best player then. Bayern Munich have a lot of good players. Like also Hakimi, Leon Goretzka, Matthias de Ligt, obviously Manuel Neuer, but he's injured. So I'm going to say the best player, though, is the new signing, Harry Kane. And, well, it was a bidding battle between United and Bayern Munich, but Daniel Levy decided to go foreign and decided to say, you know what, we're not selling him to a Premier League rival. He can go to FC Bayern Munich. And there he is, best player there, Harry Kane. That was where he scored his first goal in the Bundesliga, which I think he scored against Werder Bremen, but he did score earlier on against Augsburg, I believe. So that was against FC Augsburg, that goal. And, well, yeah, so far Bayern Munich are absolutely loving Harry Kane, and Harry Kane is practically loving life to be there. I mean, I think he would have loved United, but, you know, Bayern Munich's still a good option, isn't it? It's still a very good option there for him. He should have picked United. But, yeah, there it is. There is my fat ball there for Bayern Munich. And now, let's get straight on to the match preview. So then, let's start off the match preview with my ideal Manchester United starting 11. And I actually think, which could be a little bit bold here, I think it's best if he goes 5 at the back. Potentially have 3 centre-backs. Because against Bayern Munich, you know either way that they have a lot of pace. So, for me, there's either 2 options what Erik ten Hag could do. Stuff a load in midfield, or stuff a load in defence. And I think Erik ten Hag should do a good defensive job if he had 5 defenders, obviously, with Martinez, Lindelof and McTominay. I think overall, I don't think McTominay did particularly great last time out against Brighton, but I think have him as a third centre-back anyway, because obviously Harry Maguire, we do know, is injured. Rafael Varane and Mason Mount have trained, but they are still out there for today's game. So that will mean, well, who are we going to have then? So I think Scott McTominay is an okay centre-back to put in there. Obviously, with Sergio Reguilon and Diogo Dalot, I think, obviously, Aaron Wan-Bissaka is injured. That is a big miss there for United. The fact that Aaron Wan-Bissaka has been a brilliant player there for Manchester United. So I think, because of that, Diogo Dalot will have to be the person who will occupy that right back spot. Then I'm going to go there for the CDM is Casemiro, and like I said, Erik ten Hag could do a little tweak and go for Casemiro and McTominay playing in the defensive midfielder roles. That would mean Martinez and Lindelof would be the only 2 playing at centre-back. That is a possibility. Then we have Bruno Fernandes there going in the midfield. Bruno Fernandes, he goes in that midfielder role because, well, he has to. And then up front, I'm going to go there for Marcus Rashford, Rasmus Højlund, and Alejandro Garnacho. Because I think there with Manchester United, we need a little bit of a spark. We need a bit of a pace there for this game. And I mean, ten Hag could easily bench him and put him on as a super sub to score goals. But I think, altogether, against a team like Bayern Munich, I think you have to equal them with pace. And I think Alejandro Garnacho is a good option to rely on when it comes to, obviously, the pace what Bayern Munich do have. So, obviously, who knows, it could be Kim Min-jae versus Alejandro Garnacho. That will be a good fight. That will be a very good fight to see Kim Min-jae versus Alejandro Garnacho, and obviously in the main defensive and attacking front lines. So that will be interesting. Obviously, Rasmus Højlund, I believe he will play potentially the full 90 minutes today. He didn't play the full 90 against Brighton. It was shown, obviously, with the boos you could hear there for ten Hag substitution as he took off Rasmus Højlund and put on Anthony Martial, which was a big mistake there by him. But I think because of that, he wanted to rest him to see how he can play. He's fully fit now, I believe. So I think he will start this game, Rasmus Højlund, in the striker position. Then Marcus Rashford will go in the left wing. I think he will pass a little bit more, and he could potentially do a little bit better than he did against Brighton Hove Albion. And then Garnacho will complete my starting 11 lineup there for Manchester United. And I believe it will be a 5-2-3 formation there for Erik ten Hag's men. Now let's have a look, obviously, at the growing injuries there. What Erik ten Hag does, obviously, has to suffer with, which is obviously a shame for United. So, first of all, these are the players that are injured at the minute. Add Harry Maguire onto the equation, and that is all your suspected injuries. So, there is a lot of injuries that this Manchester United team has to suffer with. Obviously, with Tyrell Malacia, Amad Diallo, Kobbie Mainoo. We do know Diallo and Kobbie Mainoo did get injured at pre-season. The good thing is, though, we did see pictures of Kobbie Mainoo obviously training by himself with our new signing, Sofian Amrabat. So, that is a positive there for Erik ten Hag. Tom Heaton is obviously injured. He said he has a calf injury. Mason Mount got injured earlier in the season. I think after we played our first game against Wolves, he got injured then. Luke Shaw got injured shortly after that of a muscle injury. And then, just as recent as well, Tuesday there was an announcement regarding... Or just as an announcement, as soon as Friday, there was an announcement that said Aaron Wan-Bissaka is injured. And for me, Aaron Wan-Bissaka will be a big loss for United because he has been a very key player in Manchester United in the way how we play. Obviously, we like to be a team that, likes to get the ball, likes to press opponents down when the team doesn't have the ball. And he has been a good player there for pressing on Wan-Bissaka. But obviously, because he is injured, Diogo Dalot will have to play. And Diogo Dalot hasn't really been the same Diogo Dalot that we know of since that World Cup game. So that pretty much indicates that, he isn't a good player there compared to Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Diogo Dalot. And that will be a big toll there for Manchester United, the fact that, Wan-Bissaka is injured. Then Harry Maguire did get announced. He is injured there from the game, which I know for some fans they will think it's a negative. And, some United fans will also think it's a positive, the fact that Maguire is injured. But at the end of the day, you don't want to see anyone injured, don't you? Injuries are not fatal, but injuries are very bad there for some players. And, you don't want to see a player injured in any way. So I think Harry Maguire, hopefully he recovers soon and, continue potentially playing football and doubting all the haters. That's the only thing I can really say about Maguire. And so on. But I think all of these players, if they get back soon, and if Ten Hag does have his full team, we will look on paper and we will play like a better team. But for the time being, it is a worry there from Erik ten Hag's men. And talking about the score prediction, that is why I think we will lose today. Because I do ultimately think, comparing to Bayern Munich's firepower and strength and will, I think that will take the Bavarians over the line and they will get the win in this Champions League game. And I think, obviously, injuries, again, there for Manchester United, that is a big factor. The fact that, looking at the game against Brighton and Hove Albion, it was pretty clear, for my opinion, that the players felt fatigued. And that was probably all because of them 62 games we had last year. And I think that will take a toll for this season. Just look at Liverpool last season. They played so many games on the run up to their Champions League final campaign. They ended up losing that against Real Madrid. And then last season they ended up being absolutely shocking. Hopefully that doesn't happen to Manchester United. But at the minute, it looks like it will. Obviously because of the lack of the injuries and the playing time and so on, which contributed there to last season. So, I think altogether, I am going to say it will be a Bayern Munich 3, Manchester United 1. And I just think altogether, I think United will get a goal somewhere in between, but I don't think it will be enough there for Erik ten Hag's men. So I'm going to say there for Bayern Munich, Harry Kane will get a goal on the score sheet. I think potentially De Ligt might score with a header. And the last goal there for Bayern Munich, I think I'm going to say Leroy Sané will get a goal. So it will be 3. I think Manchester United, Rasmus Højlund, I think will get a goal today. But apart from that, I think this game will still end up as a loss. And right, there you go. That is my score prediction. And I believe Erik ten Hag's men will kick off this Champions League campaign, sadly, with an L. Rightio then, that is all we've got time for there here in today's video. So if you do like that video, if you would like me, give me a little like or a little subscription. Completely up to you. As rightio then, we will get going. I will go. See you soon. And we will be talking to you in a while. See ya and bye-bye.